guys, so doing a midweek update on the market. So what we're up to in the mentorship so far this week, we're up around 6 to 7%, including some partials from last week. So we're currently up around 3 to 3.5% on Euro USD, along with GBP USD around 4 to 4.5% depending on your entry, and expecting these to push higher. Let's have a look at the charts that I had covered earlier in the week. So USD Swiss pushed up into this region of price here. Again, at the bottom of the zone. DXY also at the bottom of the zone. So remember, right now, a lot of the market is just ranging. We are heading into Christmas. So generally speaking, volatility at this time of year is a lot lower. That does not mean you cannot trade and that you cannot make 2, 3, 400 pips in a week. You can't do 5, 10, 15% in a week. Again, just because things are ranging does not mean you cannot trade the range, okay? So the dollar at the weekly open, we pushed back up into 96,500, 96,600 region, respected, and then push back down to the bottom of the range. What we're looking for here is to see if the dollar will respect and continue to range, or if we'll actually get the breakout to the downside. So we're watching price here for any signs of exhaustion. Again, overall, there's really I do favor, again, going to the weekly and the daily. Right now we're at 96.8, 97, right, which is a big level, a big region for the dollar to possibly correct. Because looking at the weekly, we see we've had a huge move up and not really any correction, okay? And we are starting to exhaust in the daily, and we're really struggling to break above 96.8, which is a good indication that we will likely see a move lower. That being said, this could easily continue ranging for an extra few days, another week or two. You don't know. So trade what you see, not what you think. And right now, what I'm seeing is we're most likely going to respect this level and push back up. We might even just come back up to retest here before the move lower, if we move lower. So watching price here. Again, we need to see more rejection of what we've seen now, because this could very easily just roll. But right now, watching price here to see if we can respect as we have previously. If it does respect, then we'll most likely see a continuation or another push up on USD Swiss. Again, weekly open, as I covered beginning of the week, there really hasn't been much movement. Weekly open was here, came back down, tested, pushed back up, and then has since come back down, tested. So the fact we couldn't push up is a good indication we will likely see a push lower. But again, we are ranging, so trade the range, trade what you see. If you start seeing some really nice rejection here, we could look for possible buys from this level. CAD JPY, not really much here. We did break above structure, test, and then push up. So it was actually a nice buy from here. But overall, not much has really happened. So really watching price here. This is still respecting this 88, 850 region. So we technically could see a move lower. This does look like it is forming a lower high. Again, we are seeing sort of a break retest scenario of this. But for now, a lot more price action is still needed on this. What I would want to see is more exhaustion, more bearish rejection here for a possible sell. Otherwise, if we start getting some nice bullish closures above here on like the 4 hour, for example, then we would look for maybe this sort of move. But either way, watching at the moment, as of right now, watching price here for sells. But if we start closing above and start getting some nice bullish movement, then obviously we would be looking for buys. NZD USD played out to absolute perfection. This is what I had drawn on from the market review 2 days ago. Super just perfection. Okay, just played out exactly. That would be your entry there. Stop loss. You probably could have got away with 20 pips if you want to be a little bit more conservative. If you want to be more tight, could have got away with 15. Honestly, no drawdown on this. I know 15 and 20 pips sounds like it's a big, sounds like a small stop loss. It really isn't, especially for this pair. That's an easy 1 to 4%. Now keep in mind, we have struggled to break above this level. So I know quite a few of you took this trade from the free Discord channel who have messaged me, or on Instagram you've messaged me. I would suggest closing some partials here just because of the fact we have not closed above this 0.68 200 region of price. Unless we start closing above here, let it run. I would at least close some, if not most, maybe 50 to 75%. Again, right now, what is a lot of the market doing? A lot of the market is just ranging. So that being said, trade the range until we get the clear breakouts. Leave a little bit of partials running, because if this is to break out and we were to see a bearish move in the dollar, then this could see a really big move up. And if you were to leave 15 to 25% of this running, that could be a very, very, very big move long term. Again, I would definitely consider taking some partials here though. Last one, AUD USD. This is what I had drawn up to see, look for on Monday. Again, this would only occur if we were to see that big bullish move on the dollar, which didn't occur. We saw the bearish move. So therefore, this had played out. Broke, retested, and pushed up. Really nothing here as of yet, honestly. Fake out move into 0.712, almost like literally almost to the pip, which is just, again, those round numbers are so powerful. Let me just draw this up here. Those round numbers, the 200, the 500, the 800, the 1,000 levels are so powerful. So yeah, watching price here, this is quite interesting. What price is going to do here, because what could always happen, this could be a double top. Let me just round these off. This could always be a double top to possibly come back up and do this sort of scenario. Again, the only way this would really happen is if the dollar was to respect the bottom of the zone and then push up, which means we would likely see this corrective move down. Even if it was to come back down and test this level, you'd be looking at something like this. Like that's an easy 1 to 6. All right, even that's a 1 to 3, and it's only 50 pips. You guys know I'm more of a swing trader. Generally speaking, the smallest sort of trade that I like to take is about 80 to 100 pips. I tend to take larger trades. My minimum RR is always gonna be a 1 to 3. My average is around a 1 to 7, 1 to 8. For example, if I go to like my current trades for the mentorship program this week, we're around a 1 to 3.5 at the moment. On EU, we're around a 1 to, sorry, on GU, we're around a 1 to 4. Okay, and again, like these are the only real moves that really happened this week. News-wise, let's have a look. So not much news so far this week. Remember, this is the week of Christmas. That does not mean the market you cannot make money. Again, if you have a 100K account through FTMO or any other prop firm, guys, you make 5% in a week or 8% like we're currently up. That's $8,000. That's $16,000 for a 200K account. That is $32,000 for a 400K account. Like none of this is hard, okay? You just need to focus on percentage gain, not pips. Focus on percentage gain and focus on growing your capital and using risk management. Okay, everything I do is through risk management. I'm very transparent. It's all about having a simple but yet effective trading plan that protects your account. Okay, you must always trade with the intention to protect your capital, and then the money is obviously the byproduct. Okay, so focus on the skill set and then the money will come. Thursday, as in tomorrow, we have a lot of USD news. The only real news here that I'm sort of focusing on, again, you guys know I don't really pay attention to the news. The news is just more of a catalyst to push price. I don't pay attention to what is released. I don't pay attention to the results. I just look for what news is coming out on what days to look for movement during that day. So going into Thursday, a lot of jobs news here for the US. Again, none of this is really huge. None of this should really make any big changes in the market, any big manipulation moves in the market. But the only thing I am interested in is the inflation rate for JPY. That is quite interesting because inflation rate, interest rate, anything to do with that would generally give some form of manipulation or big moves. So for example, if you trade CAD JPY or GBP JPY, as those are the pairs that I tend to trade, those will most likely see some form of manipulation or even just big moves, okay, around this news release or leading into this news release. That's it for now, guys. I will update later in this week if I start seeing any setups on these pairs. Have a great week. If I don't chat to you guys after this, have a Merry Christmas, and I hope